What's up, everybody out there? Welcome back to the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money, and we are back here for part two in Kendall Lakes Plaza, where we in part one was highlighting Kmart, which is here in Kendall Lakes, Florida, which is in the southwest section of Miami-Dade County, where this will be the last Kmart in the United States. If you looked at part one, I was telling you the history behind it, where I saw a post that on Sunday, because it is now Friday, and on Sunday, October 20th, there is one full Kmart, which is in New York, and they will be closing on October 20th, which is on Sunday. And I had the opportunity to say, since I had free time, let me come out here to this will be the last Kmart in the United States. Now, this Kmart is not a full functioning Kmart. The one in New York is a full functioning Kmart. Remember, this is at home. This is, I believe, a furniture store or an outlet store. Well, it kind of looks like it kind of give you a resemblance of Kmart for what it looks like at home. It's basically like a home decor, or a place where you buy your home decors and stuff like that. So Kmart sold this location here, and they started operating out of their garden center here, because I guess it must have been something with this Kmart for them to still keep this location, because now that they're operating out of their garden center, they revamped the garden center and made it into a Kmart. And it must be something for this Kmart to be still in business like this, because this is like, wow, why are they still in business? Normally they would have just closed the location down and said no more Kmart, but they still operating, and so people still come in there. So it has to be something about it. So in this section of part two, we're gonna walk the Kendall Lakes Plaza. Now, this Kendall Lakes Plaza has probably been here for a long time, because this Kmart has probably been here since the 80s. And that this is the last remaining Kmart here. Now, like I said in part one, this shopping center is owned by Kimco, Kimco. Now, I didn't mention this in the first episode, part one, but if you go to the website of the Kendall Lake Shopping Plaza, and it gives you a directory of all the stores, Kmart is not on their list of shopping stores here. They only have at home. They don't have Kmart on the website, which is kind of shocking, because you would have thought that Kmart would have been one of the stores that they have on their site. And also, if you go to Google Maps and you come to this area, certain sections of the parking lot, because Google Maps has those cars that goes around, and takes a full 360 of the areas. If you come here, this is a Navarro's, by the way. If you come here and you Google on Google Maps, certain sections of the parking lot will show you that the Kmart exists in its original location, where the at home is. But when you get close to the actual location, it will show at home, and then it will show Kmart on the side of it. So that's what ended up happening, because I started from the street, which is Southwest 88th Street, and I ended up over here from 88th Street. You see the sign, you see everything, and then as I was going inside of the parking lot, this is a PetSmart, ladies and gentlemen. As I was going inside of the parking lot, it showed the Kmart in its original location as the fully functional Kmart. And then as I got closer, it started showing the at home, and then it showed the Kmart on the side. Now, I didn't mention this. This is Southwest 88th Street and around 137th Avenue. So yeah, there are several shopping. This is a nail shop. This is a nail shop. This is I bought a few things from Kmart, as you can see. This is a nail shop. This is a location here. This is a Dollar Tree here. There's a haircuttery, a pizzeria place, in a couple of cases. There's a Miami Subs up there. Let me see what this location is. Oh, this is a Hobby Lobby. This is one of my mom's favorite spots, Hobby Lobbies. And yeah, like I said, this area has been open since probably the 90s and the 80s, because I know Kmart was, and back in the 90s, Kmart was a booming place. And always, like I said, it comes to these rising businesses with Amazon, Target, and Walmart, to where a lot of these places are now closing their doors because of, rising. This is Party City right here. A lot of these places are rising through it. Like I said, back in the 90s, this place here, Dollar Tree, was just a regular Dollar Tree. Now a lot of the Dollar Trees are revamping themselves to sell grocery items and frozen foods and stuff like that, to where now they have to compete with times. They have to compete. Dollar Tree, there's an ice machine there. Dollar Tree started selling ice, because back then, when if you seen the video I did in Miami Gardens, there was a Dollar Tree that sits next door to the Fresco. I told you that I worked at when Dixie and it got changed to Fresco. There's a Dollar Tree that sits over there, and it's actually one of the Dollar Trees that ended up being where they only sold dollar items and they didn't sell groceries and stuff, because that was back in the mid 90s. And then it became to the 90s where stuff started changing around and they started operating. That Dollar Tree, I don't know if it still sell regular items, because there are still certain Dollar Trees that have been in recent times that are just regular Dollar Trees, and all they do is sell just regular stuff. They don't sell like frozen foods and like frozen items and stuff like that. They only sell pantries. And that was the same thing what we was talking about with Kmart. Kmart only sell pantry items in their stores. And if you saw when we was walking around the Kmart, they only sold pantry items, to where they didn't want to update their times to where, okay, we're gonna start selling chickens and ground beef and pork chops and boneless chickens and all that, the way Walmart did. Because Walmart said, hey, let's revamp all our stores and make them into actual Walmarts. Let's get rid of the super Walmarts. Let's get rid of the super Targets and just make them all into Targets, where people can shop and go grocery shopping in every location, where they don't have to go far out of their way to go grocery shopping. Now, this is the El Dorado furniture, and I'm just an El Dorado Boulevard, of course. We're coming to the end of the shopping center. We're gonna go to the front. There are two signs that sits in the front. There's one that I showed you in the beginning of the video, and there's another one here highlighting the shopping center. Now, like I said, this is in Kendall Lakes. This is south of me. I did take public transportation here because I will be doing another video of later on today. I will be doing another video, but that's has something not relevant to this. But yeah, this is at the south of me. So to come out here, yeah, it'll take you a minute to come out here, because Kendall is in the south area, and it's mainly a suburban area. And then there's a shopping center across the street, but we're not really focused on the shopping center across the street. We're more going into this shopping center, because this, like I said, this is the last remaining Kmart in the United States. If you ever in New York and you see this video before Sunday hits, which I doubt, you can actually go visit the Sunday. And I said it might have already closed, but online reference said it's supposed to close October 20th. But it might have closed earlier. I can't tell you, because sometimes the online references they don't always give you accurate information. So you might want to be out on getting that accurate information. But this would be the last remaining one. As I said before, there are 6 remaining Kmarts in U.S. territories. Two of them in there's one in St. Croix, and there's one in U.S. Virgin Islands, and there's other locations. I forgot the name of them, but they are U.S. territories, and they do have Kmarts. Now, this one is only a small Kmart, as I said in part 1, and as I saw it online. It has been referenced to the size of a CVS pharmacy. Now, as I showed you in part one, I was surprised that they actually sold appliances. Because remember, they didn't really sell appliances until the early 2000s when they merged with Sears and they started selling Kendall and Sears appliances outside of their stores, because remember Kmart ended up buying Sears because Sears was another location that was fading away, so they ended up buying Sears. I smell KFC because KFC is down the street from on the entrance of the shopping center. This is the other sign. It's Kendall Lakes Plaza. You got At Home, Kmart, Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, Marshalls, Navarro's, PetSmart, Eldorado. You got the main stores on this shopping center roster menu board. There's a Taco Bell across the street. Yeah, but this is something like if you come out here, you have several things. This is 137th Avenue right here. There, and stuff like that. Across the street is the Highgate Square. But yeah, this is basically it. Now, it didn't take me long to walk the shopping center because apparently the shopping center is not big, but the Kmart is relatively small. Now, I will come to this Kmart to support the Kmart because that is one of my childhood stores. Remember, I used to shop at Kmart, Sears, Woolworth, McCory's, a lot of these places. And McCory's and Woolworth, they're no longer existing here in the United States, And so the fact that this is the only remaining Kmart here, you would think that a lot of people will actually come and support this store, because a lot of kids, like I told my girl, I say a lot of these historical sites and a lot of these, and really this is not a historical, but it's history in the making, because this is one of the places that kids grew up buying their games and consoles. You didn't go, to Walmart to buy your game. You went to Toys R Us. You went to, back then they didn't have GameStop or all of these new gaming locations. They had Toys R Us. They had Kmart. They had Woolworth. They had these McCory's. They had places like that where you had to go buy your gaming consoles. Ames, Zaire, Jordan Marsh, Mervin's. You had all of these, places that people went to, to buy stuff. I used to buy my fish from Woolworth, my little home fish, little pet fishes. I used to go to Woolworth to buy them. Back then, I used to go to Walmart and buy fish too, because Walmart had fishes. Now, Walmart don't sell fishes no more. Woolworth used to sell fishes, McCoy's used to sell fishes, and you go and buy your little pet goldfish out of the store. They don't exist no more. Go in Kmart, you buy your work shoes out of Kmart, you buy, your work pants out of Kmart, you buy your little school supplies out of Kmart. Now, the Kmart don't exist anymore. The last Kmart is here, so it was like a lot of your childhood memories are fading away, and a lot of these kids will never understand how when you went inside of a Woolworth, some Woolworths had a restaurant where you can shop and eat. McCory's had restaurants where you can shop and eat. They had a lot of these places like Walmart. They restaurants now consist of Charlie's or Subway. Some have McDonald's in them. Some have, mom and pop restaurants. But back then, these places had their own restaurants. Walgreens had Wags, which is their own version of restaurants, which is something probably similar to Denny's. And Woolworth had their own restaurant called Woolworth's Restaurants. I remember they had one at the mall at 163rd Street. Woolworth was at one, and then the restaurant was next door. I've eaten there a few times. McCory's had their own restaurant. I remember McCory's being downtown. If you ever seen my video of downtown Miami, I showed you the area where McCory's used to be at. And, a lot of these places had their own restaurants, to the fact that you used to love to shop at these places because Woolworth was equivalent to Family Dollar and Dollar Tree and Kmart and Big Lots. That's what Woolworth was about. And it's the same thing with Kmart. Kmart is similar to Big Lots. Big Lots, they don't sell groceries. They sell household stuff and all that, and all that. And they're not a big company. And Kmart didn't want to compete with the times. Kmart was up there with Zaire and Ames and places like that, to where, look at what happened to Ames. Look at what happened to Zaire. They have faded away because they couldn't keep up with modern times. Walmart started coming in to more Target started coming in more. Then you had these other businesses started coming up. Now look at Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie doesn't have many stores. You know, a lot of their stores are fading away. Most of their stores are being rebranded into Fresco's, which is still under the company that owns Winn-Dixie, but they're transitioning. And then a lot of them other Winn-Dixies are either transitioning to mom and pop supermarkets, or they're transitioning to Targets and Walmarts, or they're transitioning into other, you know, supermarkets that's branded in their cities and stuff. Like down here we have Fresco. I know Fresco is not big in other areas, but down here we have Fresco, which is the Spanish version of Winn-Dixie, you know, or the Latin, or, you know, Spanish version of Winn-Dixie. And then there's the other supermarket called Presidente, which is a local supermarket, which is a local Spanish supermarket. Most of the Winn-Dixie locations got rebranded into Presidentes. You know, that's why I say a lot of these businesses are being rebranded into mom and pop locations, and some of them soon will be last out. Remember when I told you I did the video back when I went to Central Shopping Plaza, and the old Kmart that was there, it got turned into a Target, you know. And a lot of these places are rebranded. The Kmart here got rebranded into At Home. They sold they main location to At Home, and then they just kept the Garden Center location and rebranded that into a Kmart. So it became, you know, thing. So this is what we say about come out and support local businesses. Come out and support these businesses from the 80s and, you know, from the 90s and from the 70s, because now you don't see a lot of businesses that opened up in the 70s that are here in the 2000s. You know, you don't see a lot of businesses that opened up in the 50s and 60s that still exist here in the 2000s. A lot of the restaurants that I grew up with here in South Florida, they're long gone. Some of them are not here in South Florida, but they're in other cities and states. Some of them are gone completely because of a decline in sales, a decline in customers. You know, you got a lot of like I did the video a couple of a month or two ago where I told you about the Long John Silver's in Fort Lauderdale. There's none in the Miami area, but there's some in the Fort Lauderdale area. There's 2 in the Fort Lauderdale area, but they still show Long John Silver's commercials here because the one in Fort Lauderdale still exists. So that's why I say a lot of these businesses, they're not just leaving South Florida, they're leaving the United States, because a lot of other businesses are taking over. And a lot of these new marketing businesses, you know, Winn-Dixie's closing because now you can buy your food on Amazon, or you can buy your food at Walmart while you're getting your work clothes and stuff. Remember, Payless used to be my store where I used to go get my work shoes from. Now I gotta go to Walmart to get my work shoes because Payless no longer exists. You know, I used to shop at Kmart, you know, get my school supplies and stuff like that or whatever. Now I have to go to Walmart because a lot of the Kmarts are closed. You know, who wants to come all the way down here every time to Kendall Lakes to actually go to Kmart to go shopping? And they may not have everything you need, because basically this is a small half-size Kmart. So you will have to be out inside of Kmart. You will have to go to an actual Kmart to do it. And there are no full-size Kmarts. Well, as of Sunday, there will be no full-size running Kmarts. This is a half-size Kmart. And you see they have the front part of that Kmart had Christmas supplies, you know, now because we're gearing up for the holiday season, you know. Halloween is around the corner, then you have Thanksgiving, then you have Christmas, so they're gearing up with Christmas supplies, which I will probably come here for Christmas decorations and stuff, because, you know, like I said, I want to support these businesses that was around when I was a child. I shopped at Kmart, I shopped at Woolworth, I shopped at McCory's, and, you know, I shopped, you know, I ate at Piccadilly's, I ate at Long John Silver's, you know, I ate at Bojangles, you know, I ate at these places. A lot of these places, and most of the places I mentioned, they still exist, but they don't exist here in South Florida. Like Bojangles still exists, but I went to a Bojangles last year when me and my friends went to Orlando, and there's one in Sanford, Florida. And I don't know if that's the furthest south location in Florida, but I know that that's the only location that I know of that's in Orlando that's closest for us to actually go. Just like Piccadilly's. The only Piccadilly's here is in Hollywood. And I'll probably be doing a video in the future of that location. And then you have other, like Woolworth and McCoy's. Don't exist in the United States. And this Kmart is the only last living Kmart here in the United States. And it's here in the Kendall Lakes Plaza. So, and like I said, if you go online and Google the Kendall Lakes Plaza and go onto their website, which is owned by Kimco, you don't see, they don't have a listing for Kmart, and that's sad because you would thought that Kmart would be on their listing. You do have At Home, but they don't have Kmart. I've looked several times and I have not seen the Kmart. But hey, the other marquee sign over there, that's the one that we started at, and it's over there. They have a Miami Grill on there. And I did Miami Grill. Miami Grill is a local restaurant. It's not a restaurant chain that's in, it's a local restaurant. So yeah, like I say, come out here and support these, businesses, because, who knows when this Kmart will actually close, because this is the last remaining Kmart in the United States. Kmart still does have a website. What I didn't ask her was, do they still offer rewards program? But I'm like, what's with the rewards program when you're the only Kmart here in the United States? I might as well just pay full price or don't get no points, because who knows? And about another year, you may be closing and I might be out of points. Like, my points might not be no good. You ever been to a business and you have a rewards program with them and you racked up so much points to the point that the business closed, and now you like, I had 10,000 points and I was gonna cast them in, but now the business closed and I can't get no rewards, and that's, like, what's the point? Because I had a rewards program with Kmart, but it don't exist. But yeah, just know that this is one of the last remaining Kmarts here. It's in Kendall Lakes, in the Kendall area of Miami-Dade County. It's just southwest 88th Street and 137th Avenue. I didn't reference that in the first video, and I do apologize, because I was more concerned about coming and showing you and doing this. And I was talking to my girl about this. She's like, I really don't too much care about history and stuff like that, but because times change, things got to go. And I say that is true, because a lot of places that I see that are building up, I don't approve, and there's a lot of places that are building up that I do approve. And one of those places I will be doing the video within the next couple of weeks, because it's a place that I enjoy. But a lot of these places are closing down because of rising things. Email me roundtable00@yahoo.com. Also, you can comment at the bottom of this page as well if you have any stores that was your childhood memories that have closed but you would like to share with me. Don't hesitate to share your videos. Don't hesitate to share them. You can also comment, if you've had memories of Kmart. Have you ever been to this Kmart, or have you ever been to any location? Don't hesitate to comment, because I want to know what you think about this. Do you think that it's sad to see Kmart gone? Do you think that it's good that Kmart's going? Do you have memories of Kmart? Do you have memories of other stores? Comment there, comment here, and let me know what you think. I thank you for watching this episode. This is the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money. As always, stay blessed, stay safe, stay hydrated, even though it's kind of cool out here. And I will see you in the next episode. Take care.